think we can do this thing. I think it's gonna be great. A prayer. Thank you, God, for the abundance of all this glory. Bless this stream. That's it, man. Bless this stream, por favor. Whoa! Hey, what's up? Make some noise. We're in a house. I can see you. Super Request Show reloaded. Reloaded!
Say what has never been said. To see what has never been seen. Draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act. What has never before been done. To push the envelope of creativity and language. And what's really important is, I call it the felt presence of direct experience, which is a fancy term which just simply means we have to stop consuming our culture. We have to stop consuming our culture. We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR. Create your own road show. The nexus of space and time, where you are now, is the most immediate sector of your universe. And if you're worrying about Michael Jackson or Bill Clinton or somebody else, then you are disempowered. You're giving it all away to icons. Icons which are maintained by an electronic media, so that you want to dress like X or have lips like Y. This is shit brains, this kind of thinking. That is all cultural diversion. And what is real is you and your friends and your association, your orgasms, your hopes, your plans, your fears. And we're told, no, we're unimportant. We're peripheral. Get a degree, get a job, get a this, get a that, and then you're a player. You don't even want to play in that game. You want to reclaim your mind and get it out of the hands of the cultural engineers who want to turn you into a half-baked moron, consuming all this trash that's being manufactured out of the bones of a dying world. Where is that at?
Where's that? Where's that? Huh?
Where is that?
Catalyst.
To say what has never been said. To see
what has never been seen.
To draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act. What has never before been done. To say what has never been said. To see what has never been seen. To draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act.
What has never before been done. Hey. Reclaim your mind. Reclaim your mind.
Reclaim your mind.
Reclaim your mind. Reclaim your mind.
Catalyst to say what has never been said, to see what has never been seen. Draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act. What has never before been done. To say what has never been said. To see what has never been seen. Draw, paint, sing, sculpt, dance, and act. What has never before been done. Reclaim your mind.
Reclaim your mind. Hey, bienvenidos, gang. Bienvenidos. Wop, 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 wop. Alrighty, we in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? This is the Super Request Show. It's super. Thanks for access. How's everything sounding out there? How's everything looking out there? How's the quality of your streaming experience? Gun hurts. I just got back from the gym. We was doing them diamond push-ups and a lot of pull-ups and wall-facing handstand push-ups, and overhead presses, all that, and ski, all that shit. Ow. Mucho ow. Yo, we back. I was up late after last night's stream. Shout out everyone who was here last night. We were having a wonderful stream last night. It was one of those just joyful, gloriful ones, you know. And then everything started falling apart, as things often do in life. They work more often. If you notice that, they do work more often than they fall apart. I find. Pretty much every day of my life, I've been able to drink water. You know what I mean? However, you know, sometimes things fall apart, and last night our stream was falling apart. It was falling. It was buffering, it was collapsing, it made no sense. The internet was really good. Why? Anyway, I stayed up very late and ran lots of tests. After 13 hours of tests, I was able to deduce some deductions. It's my belief that this is going to be great, and that even if something goes wrong, I'll know what to do. That is my faith. Faith is the opposite of fear. You know that, right? That's what I got. I got faith. Do you have faith in this endeavor? Noble Meaningwave Enjoyer, do you have faith? Do you? As everyone loves in life, makes noise for yourselves. You're going in, it's going to be beautiful. Here's the Super Request Show. All you got to do is super chat your request, and you'll get that. I've got a couple to pick up from yesterday. We kicked off the show with Heartpreet, Artist Data Sciences request. It kept getting buffered last night at the point where we had to abandon the good ship Ray Rider. I think it's hurt. And Vincente Caparini, he wanted this.
Strong minds. And there's an
He's gonna get it.
Of weak people in this fucking world.
Hey.
See, you're born with one mouth for.
I'm gonna dedicate this to you.
Look what you believe in. Speak your thoughts.
Hey.
Speak your truth. Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in. What happens is, the goal of weak people is to silence you. So what they do to you is to isolate you. The more they isolate you, the more you want to put a fucking damn, you want to solve your mouth right in the middle. You start speaking out both sides of your mouth. You don't stand for shit. And eventually what happens is, they make you so fucking soft, you become a fucking bobblehead. Weak people hate strong minds. And there's an infestation of weak people in this fucking world. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in. Speak your thoughts. Speak your truth.
Speak first. Speak your truth. Forget.
See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. To speak what you believe in.
Hey.
And eventually what happens is, they make you so fucking soft, you become a fucking bobblehead. You try to shake your head, yes. Whatever they fucking want.
But
speak your truth.
Do it.
Don't be a fucking bobblehead.
Hey.
Speak your truth. Don't be a fucking bobblehead. Speak your truth. Don't be a fucking bobblehead. Stay hard.
Go.
Weak people hate strong minds. And there's an infestation of weak people in this fucking world. See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. Just speak what you believe in.
Go.
Speak your thoughts.
Speak your thoughts.
Speak your truth.
Speak the truth.
Speak your thoughts.
Speak your thoughts.
Speak your truth.
Aye.
See, you're born with one mouth for a reason. Just speak what you believe in.
What's up, Cindy Bailey? Go.
I was talking this weekend more about it. I think the two basic types of music indigenous to this country are the black music, blues, and the kind of folk music that was brought over from Europe, and I guess they call it country music or the kind of West Virginia.
What's up?
Those are the two mainstreams of root American music.
Hey, make some noise. We've got Jim Morrison in the house.
Like
predicting the future. Back in the 70s.
They call rock and roll. It's kind of a blending of those two forms. And I guess what's happening now is rock is kind of dying out, and everyone is going back to the roots again. Some are going back into country, and some are going back into basic blues. I guess in 4 or 5 years, the new generation's music will be, it'll have a synthesis of those two elements and some third thing. Maybe it'll be, it might rely heavily on electronics, tapes. I can kind of envision.
What? Tell me.
I can kind of envision maybe
What's that, Jim Morrison?
one person with a lot of machines.
Go!
One person
With a lot of machines.
One person with a lot of machines.
Singing, speaking, and using machines.
One person with a lot of machines. One person with a lot of machines. One person with a lot of machines. Singing, speaking, and using machines.
Using machines. Singing or speaking. Go! What up, yo? Hey, all them nuke emojis in the chat for Jim Morrison predicting Meaningwave and becoming Meaningwave. Using machines. Using machines. Yes, Cindy Bailey, nice choice. Walking More Poet asked for this, which was good of him, since we had played that song where Jordan B. Peterson disses Joseph Campbell.
Of your bliss, your true being, comes
And this
when
very
you have
message.
put aside passing moment with its
So it's only fair that JC gets to reply.
expectations and its statement of requirements of life. That you should live this way. I always tell my students, follow your bliss.
Bliss.
Follow your bliss. I say follow your bliss and don't be afraid. Follow your bliss and don't be afraid. And doors will open for where you didn't know they were going to be. Your bliss. my favorite restaurant. At a table was sitting a father, a mother, and a scrawny little boy, about 12 years old. The father says to the boy, "Drink your tomato juice." The boy says, "I don't want to." The father, with a louder voice, says, "Drink your tomato juice." And the mother says, "Don't make him do what he doesn't want to do." The father looks at her and he says, "He can't go through life doing what he wants to do. If he does only what he wants to do, he'll be dead. Look at me. I've never done the thing I wanted to in all my life." Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. I say follow your bliss and don't be afraid. Follow your bliss and don't be afraid. And doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. A poet is one who's made a profession and a lifestyle of being in touch with that. Most people have to be concerned with other things. They get themselves involved in economic and other activities, or get drafted into a war that isn't the one you're interested in. Most people living in that realm of occasional concerns, they all have the capacity that's waiting to be awakened. Well, we're having experiences all the time, which may, on occasion, render some sense of this, a little intuition of where your joy is. Grab it. No one can tell you what it's going to be. You've got to learn to recognize your own depths. Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. I say follow your bliss and don't be afraid. Follow your bliss and don't be afraid. And doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. It's miraculous. If you do follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track. It has been there all the while waiting for you. And the life that you ought to be living is the one you're living somehow. When you can see it, you begin to deal with people who are in the field of your bliss. And they open doors to you right there, wherever you are. If you're following your bliss, follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. I say follow your bliss and don't be afraid. Follow your bliss and don't be afraid. And doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be. Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. I say follow your bliss and don't be afraid. Follow your bliss and don't be afraid. And doors will open where you didn't know they were going to be.
Choosing that one there, that was Joseph Campbell getting to argue his case after getting dissed so cruelly by Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. He said something along the lines of New Age people and their follow your bliss nonsense. John Hannibal Smith says he did eventually say that he should have said follow your, Joseph Campbell, follow your blisters, indicating he was not saying bliss in a hippie sense, but in the sense of following what you're willing to sacrifice to achieve. I gotta find that. Yeah! And with that, we caught up on what we missed out on yesterday. How about that? That was good. We did it, baby. We did it. Now we can get into today's. I see y'all. What up, Cosmic Kangaroo? You get a sneaky version of the instrumental of this. It's the Meaningwave Super Request Show, so that's Meaningwave. Previous episodes where so many people have started requesting like old AZD stuff, and then that confuses the thing. So it's Meaningwave. This is Lemmings instrumental version. Up, down, jump, up, down, jump, up. Rap version of this was
does precaution become panic?
When it makes sense. Is this official advice from the
I was
government?
talking about that Coney guy. You remember that guy?
There is a risk of fuel supply.
When they were experimenting with internet psyops.
In hospital, I've been burned.
2012.
Throwing petrol between containers in her kitchen.
Yippee! This is a delightful little beat, huh?
One of the filmmakers behind Coney 2012 has been picked up by police.
And masturbating.
I'm gonna be like you.
Harsh. Brooks82 says, oh, I fell for Coney. No, you didn't. Did you order the bumper sticker pack? Cosmic Kangaroo banger song Nuke. Stop Coney 2012. Stop him! He must be stopped. Yippee! What a banger. Boom, make some noise for Coney. What a guy. Oh.
Akira.
Yo. Oh man. That kid whose father was the Coney organizing guy who was caught jerking it at Beverly Hills and went mental. His kid's got to be like 16 or something now, right? That was what, 10 years ago? 12 years ago! Holy shit, that kid's like... That kid might be in his 20s. I wonder what he's doing.
Akira.
John Hannibal Smith, what's up?
Buddhists in Japan call it Jiji Muge.
GG.
Muge. Between event and event, there is no block. And they represent this imagistically as a network. Imagine a multi-dimensional spider web covered in dew in the morning.
Hey yo, when you treat that like Dr. Dre treat journalists. in the 90s.
Every single drop of dew
Have you twatted the like?
has in it the reflections of all the other drops of dew. And of course, in turn, in every drop of dew that one drop reflects, there is the reflection of all the others again. And they use this image to represent the interdependence of everything in the world. You see, it takes two.
It takes two.
We could have so much fun.
We could have so much fun.
But it takes more than one.
Ooh, ooh.
You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun.
But it takes more than one. Hey, hey.
She don't want it. In other words, if we give this dewdrop image, if we put it into a linguistic analogy, we would say this: words have meaning only in context. The meaning of any word depends upon the sentence or upon the paragraph in which it's found. So that if I say this tree has no bark,
Woof.
that's one thing.
Yes.
This dog has no bark.
That's another.
So you see always that the meaning of the word is in relation to the context. Now, in exactly the same way, the meaning as well as the existence of an individual person, an organism, is in relation to the context. You are what you are. Sitting here at this moment in your particular kind of clothes and with the particular colors of your faces and your particular person.
Yo, all them Alan Watts emojis in the chat. Go!
Family involvements, your business involvement.
I see a wall of Watts.
And your everything. You are that precisely in relation to an extremely complex environment. You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one. You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one. If a given star that we observe didn't exist, you would be different from what you are now. I don't say you wouldn't exist, but you would exist differently. You might say the connection is very faint, is something that you don't ordinarily have to think about. It's not important. But basically it is important. Only you say, I don't have to think about it, because it's there all the time. See, for example, the floor is underneath you all the time. Some sort of floor, some sort of earth. And you really don't have to think about it. It's just always there, it's always around. If you become insensitive, you stop thinking about it. But there it is. And so in the same way, our subtle interdependence, mind you, it's not just our plain existence. It's the kind of existence we have is dependent upon our existence. Also our plain existence, but that gets way down. The fundamental thing is existence is relationship. In other words, if my finger out here is all alone and the wind doesn't move and nothing touches it, it stops knowing that it's there. But if something comes along and does, immediately it's aware that it's there. So, you see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one. You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one. She don't want it.
Yeah.
But in this way, you see, what we call duality. Well, you can see, can't you, how duality is fundamental. It takes two. But duality is always secretly unity.
Campbell Smith, what's up, baby? Good choice.
Unity.
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 Unity. All right, let's try something. Let's see if we can do something. If there's something that can be done. Let's see if I put that there, and if we hit that. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna press. See if the sound. Oh, yeah. That totally seems to work, right? Nice. Okay, so if I maximize view, video, full screen. How about that? All right. And then, I wonder if I can get all the way over there with this. Experimentals. Yo. Experimentals. Okay. Okay, cool. I think we can do that. Yo, who wanted this? This is Fire Everything. What up, Fire Everything? Using cocaine, please. Syncing it up with Cyberpunk was awesome. Well, let's see if we can do a live reimagining of that visual.
My mother and I were just disconnected, man. You know, she gave us birthdays and she gave us holidays, but she had to work hard. And I think that she, you know, I don't know. I don't know if she had the tools really to make me feel loved.
I don't know if she had the tools really to make me feel loved.
So anyhow, I got emancipated at 14. I ended up living with a family for the first time. I had my own room. And I had peace. I had some peace in my life. I mean, just like moments where I just felt like I could relax a little bit. But this thing inside of me of not feeling okay was still very much there. You know, I developed issues with women where I had a really tough time relating to women and trusting women and feeling okay and really being able to commit to relationships. And at some point, life went on, things were going okay. But I started using cocaine. Using cocaine a little bit. And I liked cocaine because I would get it and do it by myself at home. At night. And it just made me feel good, and I didn't have to be around other people. I don't know, it just made me feel something. It made me feel something. And for so long inside of myself, I'd had so many years really of creating my own feelings on the outside of me, but not really having them inside of me. You know, like I just didn't have feelings inside. Like if I wanted to feel something, I had to think it up and then act it out and display it as I'd seen it displayed in like television or movies or from others. But the inside of me, there wasn't a lot going on. Life went on, things were going okay. But I started using cocaine. Using cocaine a little bit. You know, life went on, things were going okay. But I started using cocaine.
Using cocaine a little bit. Using cocaine.
What?
Using cocaine.
Hey. Using cocaine. Using cocaine. Hey.
Using cocaine. Using cocaine. Using cocaine. Using cocaine. Using cocaine.
Yeah, nice. Good. Good. Whoa. All right, nice. And using cocaine. Using! Oh, fix that now. Roll my screen up. If you're listening on the podcast feed, you don't know what was going on there, but I was playing the edit, the pre-CRT edit, and I was running that through the TV systems and doing a little live wiggling around with it, which is part of how I make my music videos. Is I do an edit, then I feed it into a bunch of old analog equipment, and then record that, and then do stuff with that. It's a joyful thing. It's a joyful thing. Anyway, shouts out to Fire Everything. Appreciate you. Good thinking. Fire Everything. Alrighty. Now we're gonna take it to another place. Another place. James Moore asked for this. He said, not to be a downer. You ain't gonna apologize. He says, it's coming up on a year since Dad passed. I'd love to hear Even in Death. Thank you. Much love and respect. Love and respect to you and your pops.
How does good apply to the worst of losses, the death of a loved one? It's easy to think that there's nothing good in death. But then I remember the people I have lost throughout my life. The memories of them, the experiences of fun, their unique personalities, and everything they gave me, not only in their life, but in their death. What their life taught me and what their death taught me. The mark they had left on me. And I realized there is good. Even in death, there is good. Even in death, there is good. There is good. Even in death, there is good. First of all, I was lucky enough to have had that person in my life, even if it was only for a short time. Too short a time. At least I got that. Those precious moments, those unforgettable memories. At least I got those and got to experience those times, to know the beauty of their personality, their attitude, their outlook on the world. They were all unique, and I am thankful for the opportunity I had to interact with them. Now comes death. Death is horrible, death is wretched, and death is cruel. And death isn't fair. And I don't know why the best people seem to be taken from us first. Death is also inescapable. There is no way out. No one gets out alive. Death is part of life, like the contrast between the darkness and the light. Without death, there is no life. There is good. Even in death, there is good. There is good. Even in death, there is good. And the people that I have lost, they taught me that. They taught me how precious life is, how blessed we are to have every day, to learn, to grow, to laugh, to live, to live every day with purpose and passion, to wake up in the morning and be thankful, thankful for that morning, thankful for that opportunity to go into the world and live for them, for those that don't have the opportunity, for those who were stolen away by death's cruel hand. death, there is good, there is good. Even in death, there is good, there is good. Even in death, there is good, there is good. Even in death, so, let us cry no more. Let us mourn no more. Let us remember, but let us not dwell. Instead, let us laugh and love, and let us embrace and venerate everything that life is and every opportunity it gives us. Let us live for those who live no more. Let us live to honor them.
Raise a nose for James Moore's father. Hey, yo! Shouts out to everybody that's in. That was Even in Death with Jocko, Willink for James Moore and James Moore's father. Prior to that, we had It Takes Two, What's the Difference remix with Alan Watts. We had Lemmings, we had Follow Your Bliss with Joseph Campbell, we had Using Machines with Homeboy from The Doors. My ear things are getting stuck in the back of my mullet. We had Bobbleheads with Goggins, we had That's God. We had Catalyst. Man, we had an action-packed show already. We just getting started. We just getting started. All them nuke emojis in the chat. And nuke that like. Have you nuked the like? Have you done your like nuking duty? Yo, Richard, what was your request? Didn't attach your request. That's some bullshit. Andrew Els, what's up? Appreciate you. How you doing? John Hannibal Smith says, my dad died 2 years ago. I used JBP's advice to be the strongest person at my father's funeral. My mother asked me to sit next to her at the funeral with the tissue box. Oh, I was youngest. Good work. Good work, proud of you. Richard, what was your request? Let me know while I'm looking at the chat. I will have to look away from it very soon. I don't have my normal support tonight. Jason Eva is sick. He got that fever. He got that fever. I'm talking about that fever for more shaker. Yeah, he got that fever. Did I also mention that we played Using Cocaine? I didn't mention that, did we? We played Using Cocaine with Theo Von. A music video for that just dropped. When I say just, I mean, I think it was this morning. It was this morning. It was this morning. He said, always look for the helpers, Akira. Thank you, Mike Ken. That's one of my favorite songs. That's one of my favorite songs. How about that? What a coincidence. Yo. Dope experiment, said Mike Can of the live visual Jiggity Boo. That was awesome, said Shecky. Someone else said something about needing it behind. Actually, last night I was researching this. Like, ultimately what I want is a video wall, right? Because then The problem with green screens is it always looks a bit dodgy. You got like the bits of green around the edge and stuff when you're doing it live. If you got a video wall, you'll backlit correctly, right? And the light wraps around you correctly, and you could have really cool stuff. And there's really cool shit that we could do with the CRT rig and all. There's loads of cool stuff. It is very, very expensive, obviously, but it's important to have an aim. So I'm gonna aim at that. You know, I'm gonna aim at that. And Richard, this goes out to you. This is a great choice. This is one of my favorite songs.
You know,
Nuke's in the chat for Fred Rogers.
Used to say a long time ago, whenever there would be any really catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always.
That was the first version. I'm going to play the single version. I appreciate you. Look at you with your notes. Fred Rogers appreciations to the show.
You know, my mother used to say, a long time ago, whenever there would be any really catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. You know, even just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing rescue team, of showing who, medical people, anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers.
Shouts out to all y'all. Great choice, Richard. That's one of my favorites. That's Always Look for the Helpers with Fred Rogers. Beautiful song. More to come from that area. Bill Ing said, needed to hear this song. 9/11 Training Academy is so intense. All these recorded 9/11 calls I have to listen to are overwhelming. Yeah, I bet that's crazy. What a thing. Well, we've got an international high five to do in here, which we have not yet done, and it's probably about time for us to do it. Let me know where you are. Just let me know where you are. And anything else you want to add, feel free to add it. Selena, John Hannibal Smith, what's up? Amanda Dances, what's up? Shecky, what's up? Big Bad Wolf, what's up? How was your meetup? Didn't you have a meetup, you guys? Didn't you have like a meeting meet? Yeah, apparently Shecky, Meaningwave meetup was a success. What happened? What did y'all do? Richard says, it's what got me hooked. What, this song? No way. That's amazing. Cindy Bailey says, I'm not crying, you are crying. Yo. Crying's cool. My son dropped a tear last night, I'm told. Because of what was the stream was suffering, you know. It's really nice. They're very supportive, you know, my family. Like, you might see me, you know, you see me here, but like my wife, she helping with the moderating in the chat, and she's always like there. She's always listening. She always got it on. She was supporting. And Hercules, my little boy, you know, he always there too. You know, coming in, seeing what's going on. He gets emotional, you know. He's like the stream's buffered or YouTube does something messed up. He gets emotional about it because it's important. It is important. You know, it's the important thing we're doing here. We take this shit seriously. Richard chilling in the shower. Shecky, perfect hike meetup. Big Bad Wolf, would you be my neighbor? Melinda. Amcast, what's up? Big Bad Wolf says we posted pictures in the Discord. Short hike and Meaningwave music from a portable speaker. I DJ'd some of Akira's nukes and Shecky kept the lights on. Ain't that nice? Meeting homies. JT the Lionheart says I held back crying for years and I feel like it was only holding me back from learning from those moments. Not a problem anymore, I let the universe teach me as it will. VJDII North of Tampa FL, what's up? Oh, Civvy in Melbourne, Australia, so grateful Meaningwave emerged to combat the nihilism in the mainstream. Yo, did I get a Grammy last night? I didn't pay attention. Did they give me my Grammy? Max Sago, don't you mistake it. Yeah. Laidlaw, what's up? Canada, one love. Cindy Bailey, Middle Tennessee, been having a somber winter, but MAZ is just the remedy I need. We here. We are here for you. Don't you ever forget that. Alright, if like, you know what I mean? Don't none of y'all ever forget that. We always here for you. 3, 2, 1. Cinco alto. Fire everything, what's up?
I've been reading recently a great many medieval works, and these involve, particularly in the Arthurian romance and so forth, knights in combat with each other. Fiercely in combat, with complete respect for each other, even love for each other. And there's one wonderful line in Wolfram von Eschenbach when two brothers who didn't know they were brothers were in combat. One was a Christian and the other was a Mohammedan. They were in combat. And Wolfram says, if one wished to think of it that way, one could say that they were two battling. But they have the same father, and they are one. And they tragic sense. As I say, life begins, and that's the first thing the eye sees. Life eating itself, killing. But that's life. And the reconciliation of consciousness, which evolves from this, to that, and its affirmation. That is the song of mythology. It has been. It's the song of the religions. And with that little affirmative theme, the affirmation of life as it, I would say we have the key to the hopping up, the stepping up, the invigorating of life, which has been the function, actually, the first function of mythology from the time the old cavemen asked the bear to give his body to their life. For their life. And they are one. Battling himself out of loyalty, out of honor. And they are one. Battling himself, doing himself much harm. And they are one. Battling himself out of loyalty, out of honor. And they are one. Battling himself, doing himself much harm.
Joseph Campbell, and they are one. I think about that song a lot. Guys had to fight everything. Yeah, please, sir, that would be awesome. You were right, it was. It was and it is. Meaningwave Live Super Request, show, Super Chat your request. This is a place where you hear a disproportionate amount of Joseph Campbell.
Close.
Like, people who come to this stream love Joseph Campbell. Like, way more than people who stream Meaningwave music in other areas. Make some noise! Yo, Alec Moran, you bad man. Yeah, this is a great choice, huh? Everybody loves this song. Oh, ye of little faith.
Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you? O ye of little faith. 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 Shall he not much more clothe you? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? Those are famous lines. That's sort of Christ the hippie, right? It's like, hey, let it all hang out, do your thing, and everything will come to you. But that's seriously not the proper interpretation, because there's a kicker with this.
Okay.
And the kicker is this. For your heavenly Father knows you have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. O ye of little faith. O ye of little faith. different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? That's a lot different than the hippie thing. That's a lot different than the hippie thing, right? There's a very, very, very interesting idea here. It's certainly one of the most profound ideas that I've ever encountered. If you configure your life so that what you are genuinely doing is aiming at the highest possible good, then the things that you need to survive and to thrive on a day-to-day basis will deliver themselves to you. If you dare to do the most difficult thing that you can conceptualize, your life will work out better than it will if you do anything else. Well, how are you going to find out if that's true? There's no way you're going to find out whether or not that's true unless you do it. You have to be all in this game. All in this game. All in this game. All in this game.
Oh, you little fag. Oh, them new emojis. Oh, you little fag. Hey.
Oh, you little fag.
Oh, you little fag. That one's for Alec Moran. Thank you, my guy. What's up, Axel Stacks? Banger alert. But.
I was fat. That's what I talk about. Go ahead and say something, motherfucker. I was fat too. And it was hard as fuck every fucking day to get up. I know what it feels like. When you roll your fat ass out of bed and all you want is some fucking damn cinnamon buns and shit. And fucking chuck and milkshake.
Chuck a milkshake.
I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. Perfect. But I can't want it more than you. And so many people just want it the easy way. I'm sorry, man. It's not. So what they start to do is they build this narrative. It's okay. When the narrative should be, you need to fucking work harder. You need to fucking discipline your mind better. We need to help people more than just saying it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're not fucking willing to fucking help yourself out. That's not okay. That's not okay.
That's
not acceptable.
Even though it's your life.
If that's acceptable, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Even though it's your life, that's unacceptable. And just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. And there's a lot of people in this world, me included, that if I accepted that, I wouldn't be anywhere. So yeah, a lot of people just fucking, they start creating a narrative about themselves that make it okay. The ultimate get out of jail free card. And now the world is set up to have so many get out of jail free cards. Everything is okay. And you can't say a motherfucking thing about it. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. You know it's your life. If that's acceptable, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You know it's your life. That's unacceptable. And just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You know it's your life. That's unacceptable. And just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. Yo, all them Goggins heads. Can we get a Goggins head flood? Let's get a Goggins head flood in the chat. Spam that chat with them Goggins heads. Over the rainbow. Man like Axel Stacks. Good thinking, Batman. Hey, 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 hey.
Unacceptable. 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 Banger, 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 banger. Banger. Hey baby. I think it's that one, not Bubbleheads. You know what we was talking about. Yeah, yeah. Hey Melinda. This one's for you. It was my dad's birthday on Sunday. We played 80s music and you came and hung out in the chat. It was real nice. And someone mentioned this song. Yo. Make some noise, Meaningwave Autonomous Zone. Every generation that came before, the boys would have to go and fight in a war. Their mothers wondering what they were fighting for, and praying they'd make it. My grandma was born in 1924, eldest of 13, near I lasted them all. I think of all throughout her life that she saw, and I say we make it. We're all gonna make it. No, don't you mistake it. My soul, you can't take it. This road, you can't fake it. We're all gonna make it. Lay us up. My old man came up in the 70s. He used to walk around with his Bowie LPs. His love of music he then passed on to me, and now I make it. Every generation fancies that it's gonna be the one to face the apocalypse. We've been through so much and yet still we persist. I know we gon' make it. We're all gonna make it. Now don't you mistake it. My soul you can't take. This road you can't fake it. We're all gonna make it. I'm one of the good that came up in a time when we hung out our sight, 'cause there was no online what they unleashed on this world. We had no chance to decline. I know what we lost and we gained at the same time. I'm so grateful to be the head of a line that went back through the ages to the dawn of time. Every woman and man that fought, lived, loved and died is here with me. They're all on our side and we're all gonna make it. Now don't you mistake it. My soul you can't take it. This road you can't fake it. We're all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. Now don't you mistake it. My soul you can't take it. This road you can't fake it. We're all gonna make it. Really, I need a flamethrower. Yeah. That was a good one, Melinda. Wisdom be thy name. Shouts out to everybody logged in. We're gonna make it. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. We are gonna make it. Meaningstream is brought to you by Meaningwave.com. Podcast. Because happiness is a side effect of meaning. Head on over to Meaningwave.com today and hey, you can steal his look. Who's he? He's me. Look, you can get this exact same shirt that I'm wearing. It's the Grateful to the Gods shirt. What a fire piece of artwork. I made this. I did. I used a 3D asset there. I found a 3D version of that Marcus Aurelius bust and I positioned it and put it in space and gave it those eyes and shit. It's fire. It's fire, it is. And yeah, you can get this at Meaningwave.com. Why? Because happiness is a side effect of meaning. And Meaningwave.com is their sponsor, and we're very proud of them. They do great work. All the clothing is made in the USA. It's manufactured in the USA. It's made to order. It's beautiful. It's very good quality. Now, Amanda dances. Who's dancing now? She's found her dancing feet and she's back in the groove. She says, thanks for your exemplary ability to show up daily and groove. That's a good point. Grateful. Can you please play? No, that wasn't it. Can you please play? Changing lives, bucko. Go!
Step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery.
Take the step.
Step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery.
Yo, fabulous no prize to whoever spots the sample in the chorus. There's a little sneaky sample.
You know, I actually took this question and I answered the question in one word. Step.
Go. Step. All them Jocko heads. Let's see all them Jocko heads in the chat. Go. Go.
Step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery.
You take the step.
Step aggressively towards your fear. And that step towards your fear is the step into bravery. Because we're scared of what we don't know. And there is only one way to learn and to know, and that is to confront that fear. You have to step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery. Take the step. All aboard, whoa. Step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery. Take the step. Step. You have to go. And this simple action, this simple attitude, it answers so many questions. So many questions. How do you get to the gym every day? You step. You go. How do you change your diet? You step. You go. How do you overcome fear of failure, or fear of success, or fear of fear itself? You step. Whoa. Step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery. Take the step. Step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery. Take the step. You step. You go. You step.
Go.
You step.
You 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 go.
How do you face the fear of the unknown? You step. Don't wait anymore. Don't think anymore. Don't plan anymore. Don't contemplate anymore. Don't make any more excuses or justifications. Don't rationalize anything else. No, and no. Instead, be aggressive. Take action now. And what is the first action that you need to take? What's the first step you need to take? Just start. Step. Whoa! Step into bravery. That's how you step into bravery. Take the step.
step with the bravery.
Wealth. Go.
You go.
You go.
Oliver, whoa.
Go get some.
There you go. Thank you, Amanda Dancers, for that choice. That was a great choice. Fire Everything's back with another epic choice. As the world gets ready for the inevitable utter glory of Meditations Volume 2.
I had good grandparents, a good mother and father, a good sister, good teachers, good servants, relatives, friends, nearly everything good. And that I never lost control of myself with any of them. Although I had it in me to do that, and I might have easily. But thanks to the gods, I was never put in that position, and so I escaped that test. I was never put in that position, and so I escaped that test. And that I wasn't longer raised by my granddad's girlfriend. I didn't lose my virginity too early, and didn't enter adulthood until it was time. Hell, I put it up that I had someone as a ruler and father who could keep me from arrogance, to live in a palace without bodyguards, without fancy dresses or torches or statues or such like show, that you can live much like a regular person, not remiss in action or careless or ruler when carrying out official obligations. That I had the kind of brother I did, one whose character challenged me to improve my own, one whose love and affection enriched my whole life, that my children were born stupid or physically deformed, that I wasn't more talented in rhetoric or poetry, they could have consumed me if I had seen progress, might never have given them up, that I confide on the people who brought me up, the honors that they seemed to want early on, instead of putting them off since they were still young, with the hope that I'd do it later, that I knew Apollonius and Rusticus and Maximus, that I was shown clearly and often what it would be like to live as nature requires. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through the gifts that have inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through the gifts that have inspiration to show that I could live as nature demands. And if I fail, it's no one's fault but mine, 'cause I didn't pay attention to what they told me, to what they taught me, practically step by step, that my body has held out for so long through such a life, that I never laid a finger on Benedicta or Theodotus. Even later I was overcome by passion, I recovered, even though I often quarreled with Rusticus. I never did nothing that I regretted later. I know my mother died young, she spent her last years with me, and if I ever wished to help a man in need, I was never told that I had not the means, that I was never put in that position myself, of having to take something from somebody else, that I had the wife I do, obedient, loving, humble, that my children had competent teachers, and for the remedy shown me in dreams, when I was coughing blood, when my head was spinning, when I had an inclination to philosophy, I didn't fall into the hands of any sophist, that I didn't waste my time on rises of history, or in the resolution of syllogisms, or occupy myself about an investigation of appearances in the heavens. But all these things require the help of the gods and fortune. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through their gifts.
Yo, all them Marcus Aurelius emojis in the chat. Boom! For the gods.
Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through their gifts and hope and inspiration to show that I could live as nature demands. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could.
The gods, they did all they could through their gifts, their inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. Oh boy! Oh boy, who's excited for Meditations Volume 2? Huh? Huh? Is it you? Is it you that is? You should be. You should be. You really should be. Why not working?
The Hindu divide life into
Rayman 33, what's up?
what are called the ashramas. The first is called brahmacharya, the second grihastha, and the third vanaprastha. Brahmacharya means the stage of the student, the apprenticeship. Grihastha, the stage of the householder. And vanaprastha, the stage of the forest dweller. This is related to cultural history of early India. Before we have agrarian communities, we have a hunting culture, which is on the move. In a hunting culture, every male knows the whole culture. There is no division of labor. And the holy man of the hunting culture is, of course, called a shaman. A shaman is a realized man, a man who knows the inner secret. He's seen through the game. And he finds it by going away alone into the forest and cutting himself off from the tribe. That is to say, from social conditioning. And he goes maybe for a long period into the forest and comes back. He's found out who he is. And he sure isn't who he was told he was. But as hunting cultures settle into agrarian patterns of life, what do? They build a village. And around the village they set up a stockade, which is known as the pale. And the village is always, of course, standing at crossroads. And there you get in an agrarian society a division of labor. And the division of labor comprises four. In medieval Europe, we call them lords spiritual, lords temporal, commons, and serfs. In India, they are Brahmins, Kshatriya, that means fighters, Vaishya, merchants, traders, Shudra, The priests, the warriors, the merchants, and the laborers. Division of labor. The 4 sections of town. So the 4 basic castes.
Oh, then what's emojis in the chat?
You are born into...
What's emojis? And also chalk.
As a grihasta or householder.
Make some noise for Alan Watts' chalk.
And to bring up a family. When you've done that, you go back to the forest. Back to the hunting culture. And you drop your robe. And you become nobody. A shaman again. So a Hindu calls one who does this a shramana, which is of course the same word as shaman. And the Chinese call him a xia. A shaman is an immortal. Why immortal? Because it's only the role that's mortal. The big front, the persona. The one who you really are. The common man, that is to say the man who is common to us all, which you could call the son of man. That's the real self. That's the guy who's putting on the big head. He has no name. Nobody can put the finger on it. Because you can't touch the tip of the finger with the tip of the finger.
That was for Rayman 33. And this one.
A lot of people say, oh, I just want to sort of, they're kind of dabbling in the idea of improving themselves. And the real way to do it is you got to write down what the fuck you want and then go after it. You are in the part of the movie that starts and it shows.
Mike Can, what's up, Mike Can?
Just decide not to be a loser anymore.
Just decide not to be a loser anymore.
Okay. Live your life like there's a documentary crew following you around and you are analyzing your own behavior. Do what you would want to do so that your kids one day would look back at it and see that documentary and look on it with pride, like, wow.
Wow.
My dad was a bad motherfucker. My dad was a bad motherfucker. He really did what he had to do. Wow, my mom really got her shit together. Those are my favorite stories. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who fucks his life up and then gets it back together again story. Those are my favorite stories. Those are my favorite stories. Like, wow, my dad was a bad motherfucker. Those are my favorite stories. I love a success story, but even more than a success story, I like a dude who fucks his life up and then gets it back together again story.
Yeah, that's what's up. The Meaningwave classics, so many Meaningwave classics. That one was for... Oh, freaking losing everything. That was from Mike Can, my favorite stories, with Joe Rogan. This next one is for Alec Moran. Alec Moran just went and just flipping nuked the chat with a gang of subs. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful man. Make some noise for Alec Moran.
First, I want to thank you because I am a stage 4.
This goes out to Thou. How dark it can get.
In my darkest hours that
with Jocko.
People can't comprehend, you were there. You know, I'm going to live life. I'm going to live my days. How did you get from I don't know if I'm going to come out of this battle. I don't know if I'm going to come home. How did you get from the darkest places to the brightest places?
Sam Harris said to me, you talk about combat as your fondest memories, the best thing that's happened in your life, the high point of your life, which is all true. And he said, but then you talk about war being awful. So, which one is it? I said to him, have you ever known anyone that has had cancer? Terminal cancer? And made it through? Have you ever known anyone that's happened to? And he's like, yes. And I said, when you talk to them, many times, they say, I'm glad that this happened to me. Number one, because it proved I could take it. Number two, it's better me than one of my kids. And number three, now that I know It was dark and horrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone, just like you wouldn't wish cancer on anyone. But if I can give them a little knowledge, a little bit of a glimpse into what it is, when you said that, people are clapping because they get to see a little bit of it. And they go home tonight and they think, oh, what about that girl? What about that girl? She's fighting. She's living. And I'm gonna live too. And I'm gonna live too. Now that I know how dark it can get, I know how dark it can get. Now that I know how dark it can get, I truly appreciate the light in the world. Now that I know how dark it can get, I know how dark it can get. Now that I know how dark it can get, I truly appreciate the light in the world.
We've discussed the web from 3 points of view. As an analogy of the selective operation of our senses and mind, whereby certain things in the world are picked out as significant according to certain game rules. The game that we are playing mostly is the survival game. That is to say, the game ought to go on. The way we play the survival game has a kind of element in it which makes it difficult, because we tend to say the first rule of this game is that it's serious. And that messes the whole thing up. So you have to watch out, in other words, when you play, for contradictory game rules, self-contradictory game rules. Because if you get mixed up into them, the game ceases to be worth the candle. You start straining at doing something, then it just isn't worth it. Then the second thing that we observed was the web as an analogy of mutual interdependence. We could call it the idea that all existence is relative, that all existence is transaction. The transaction being typically exemplified by, say, the operation of buying and selling, in which there can be no buying without somebody selling, and there can be no selling without somebody else buying. That kind of interdependence, of the inside going together with the outside. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Then we explored the web as a trap. The spider's web. Won't you come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. And we saw what would look at all of life from the point of view that it is original selfishness and original hunger. And we found that if you take that point of view to its ultimate extreme, it dissolves. And it isn't so bad after all. Shakespeare says, it is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. When it's put that way, it doesn't seem so bad after all. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. I remember that I had a Zen master friend who wrote a letter to a friend of mine which was passed on to me. This friend of mine was aspiring to be a writer, and he was trying to write novels that would put across Buddhism to people. Sugar the pill. And my Zen master friend didn't approve of this at all. He said, don't write any story to people. Write it to the great sky. Because all the real masters of literature, especially novelists and storytellers, are great masters of nonsense. Think of Lewis Carroll. You can use Lewis Carroll, and he did use Alice in Wonderland, as a Zen textbook. It was brilliant, and the slithy toes that gyre and gimble in the waves. That's Zen. I had a discussion with a great master in Japan. We were talking about the various people who are working to translate the Zen books into English. He said, that's a waste of time. If you really understand Zen, he said, you can use any book. You could use the Bible. You could use Alice in Wonderland. You could use the dictionary. Because, he said, the sound of the rain needs no translation. 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 Evening rain is the banana leaf that speaks of it first. You see, that's the point. And all the talk in the world doesn't get it unless you listen to the talk in a new way. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation.
Perfect.
Akira.
Alec Morand, that was for you. An excellent choice.
Genie is the
Axel Stacks herself.
And it's a really interesting idea because there's this
Another one.
power that's associated with genius.
Yeah, I need to get that on my soundboard.
And that's really what
I need DJ Khaled saying another one on my soundboard.
because it has this aspect of the infinite, and it is something that can grant wishes, but it's also constrained terribly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes, you know? I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes, you know? We're constrained mortally and physically and all that, but the thing is that both the infinite possibility and the constraint are necessary. Like that's what makes up the genie. It has to be both at the same time. And the idea that, you know, if you find your genie...
Yo, if you smash your like it, by the way.
It's right.
I wish.
You have to...
For you to smash that like.
Before. But you have to make the proper sacrifices to get it. Can't be just some whim. You have to ask for something that you would rather not have. Which is usually wisdom. Somebody asked me about prayer. They asked me if I prayed, and I thought, well, it depends on what you mean by that. Exactly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes. Or for wishes. You know, I don't ask God for favors or for wishes. Or for wishes. You know, but I do think that if you sit on the edge of your bed and you ask what foolish thing you're doing to make it worse, that you'll get an answer right now. And it won't be the one you want, but it might be the one that if you listen to would set things straight. I don't think that I've ever been in a situation where if something wasn't going right for me and I sat and thought, okay, I'm willing to figure out what I'm doing wrong, which is a big thing to think because you never know how much you're doing wrong. It might be something that you really don't want to contend with. But if you clear some space to meditate on that, probability that you'll figure out something that you did that was stupid, that's bending you and twisting you in the wind, you'll get an answer very, very rapidly. I don't ask God for favors.
Oh, for wishes.
Oh, for wishes. You know, I don't ask God for favors. Or for wishes. Or for wishes. You know, and it's not obvious how you do that. You know, I mean, it's not like you know how you're manipulating your neurons or something. It happens of its own accord in some sense, like you can participate in it, I guess, and you can interfere with it, and it seems to take a certain amount of willpower, but it still all happens mysteriously behind the scenes. And I would say this sort of attitude towards, let's say, prayer that we're discussing is just an extension of that. It's something like, well, you admit that there's a problem first, and then you ask for the minimum necessary intervention, which would be, all right, well, I'd like to move forward on this. Some small amount that someone like me could actually manage. I'd be willing to carry it out. And then you reorient the way you're thinking as a consequence of that, and something usually pops out of the abyss to guide you. Very strange, but it's not really any stranger than the fact that we can think at all. Because the fact that we can think is actually very strange. Strange like the fact that we can dream is strange. And that's strange beyond belief that you can dream. Or that something in you dreams. Which is a much better way of thinking about it, because it's not like you're really in control of your dreams.
God for favor, all for wishes, all for wishes. I don't ask God for favor, all for wishes, all for wishes. You know, Hey, how about that? Alright, that Axel Stacks, what a great choice that was. If this ain't nice, I don't know what is. You right, Nightbot, you right. You're exactly right. Hey, is this gonna work? I guess I'll have to do it after. Okay, I'll do that after. I've seen a couple people asking about the health of the stream. How's the stream's health been? How's it been out there? Have you had any buffering, any issues with the sound or the visual, or has it been good? I'm looking in the back end now. It says we've had 402 dropped frames. That's 0.2%, which is more than I wanted because I wanted 0%. But it's a lot less than last night. Last night was 65%. That was a lot. That's why it stopped working. Damn, that song is good. Says Chad Comstock. You right. You right. You right. Did you smash the like yet, Chad? How about you, Amanda? Has everybody smashed the like? Have you done your duty in that regard? What's up, Jacob? First time caller, shouts out to you. Jacob asked for a song. This is crazy. I haven't heard this song in a long ass time, and then I played it the other day, and now it's back. Terence, McKenna, the increasingly relevant.
This is not a very scientific part of the rap because it's very hard to convince people that there are non-human intelligences this side of Ganeppel Ganubi.
That's difficult these days.
Tell them that these non-human intelligences are accessed through the diminutive mushrooms growing on their front lawn. They just write you off as a squirrel. But this question of the non-human intelligences is very, very much on the agenda. All shamans in all times and places have claimed this. The thing that so pleases me about DMT is, a lot of people will not take a psychedelic like LSD or psilocybin or something because it lasts hours and hours. Inevitably, a thing lasting that long, you're going to end up dealing with your stuff, your anxiety, your fear, your this and that. A lot of people don't care for that sort of thing. With DMT, it lasts 4 minutes. And so how lost in an examination of childhood trauma can you get in 4 minutes, especially when you have hundreds of elves tugging at your coat sleeves? It's really an incredibly powerful tool. We have the UFO people claiming there are non-human intelligences, but they have no reliable method of contact that works for a skeptic. The great thing about DMT is it doesn't require belief. The truth requires no belief. It is the truth. The truth requires no belief. It is the truth. This, to my mind, is the great and chilling mystery in the center of the psychedelics. And once you've encountered these things, you have to take them seriously. To the point of you have to understand, where do they fit into the great order of being? What are these things? How can there be a life form not made of matter? In other words, how can they be intelligent and coherent but have no fixed body outline? Is the universe in fact populated by non-human, non-material intelligences that we somehow contact using drugs? Where are they when you're not there? Is it an ongoing thing? Is something going on this planet? Are these the controllers? Are you getting into a back channel that you're not cleared for? Or, and this is to my mind the most chilling and appalling and exhilarating possibility of all, when you go back over the shamanism thing, you say, you shamans, now where is this all coming from? They will tell you it comes from ancestors. Well, that's a cheerful and fairly sanitized concept, but when you deconstruct it, ancestors are dead people. The truth requires no belief. It is the truth. The truth requires no belief. It is the truth.
What up, Sheba? Better.
Better than alcohol, man. Yeah, the funny thing is, if you're trying to stop...
Yo, all them JVP emojis.
Alcohol. And alcohol's pretty good.
Oh, them JBP emojis.
A lot better, man. Esteemable people do esteemable things. It's like, yeah, well, you want to figure out something that you're doing with your life that's worth not getting drunk and screwing up. You might say, well, why do people drink too much? If you like alcohol, that's a stupid question. Why do people drink too much? Well, because it's great. So why stop?
Well,
you do stupid things when you're drunk. You hurt yourself. You compromise your health. It's really hard on the people around you. You tend to turn into a liar, and it screws up your life. It's like, yeah, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, well, it is. But you need something better than that. And what's better isn't being straight and not making mistakes. It's like that's all prohibition in some sense. What's better is, no, you need an adventure, man. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. No, you need an adventure, man. You need to get out there and have something to do, something worth waking up for. That's the substitute for the addiction. Actually, the addiction is the substitute for that. If truth be known.
If truth be known.
Alcohol really is a good drug for coping with anxiety. It makes you more extroverted and enthusiastic, more full of positive emotion. And the second thing it does is reduce anxiety. It's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug for the moment. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug because it actually doesn't make people stupid. People who are drunk will take far more risk. And you might say, well, that's because they're too stupid to understand the risk. It's like, no, they're not. If you ask them about the risk when they're drunk, they can outline it perfectly. What it stops them from doing is caring about the risk. That's why you can drive around drunk at high speed in a car, which is a really stupid thing to do. It's fun, like so many things. It's like jumping off a cliff. True until the last 1/10 of a second. It's like then you're not flying, man. Alcohol is an interesting drug.
Oh, together now.
Alcohol. It's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug. Alcohol, it's a hell of a drug. Alcohol, it's a great drug. But the problem is, there's consequences.
Yo, consequences right there. Sheba says, thanks for all you do. How about some uplifting JBP? Better than alcohol drinking song. You got it. You got it. VJDII. VJDII, what's up?
The happiest man on the planet. So
it's Goggins, baby. Make some noise for Goggins.
Many people do. We live in a very weakened society.
Drop some Goggins for Goggins.
When they hear a throwback guy like me from back in the ancient days of Garanimals.
Ancient days of them.
This guy is just whatever. So if you think that I'm some unhappy guy, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Having lived the life I've lived and seen the other side, not being afraid to attack what was in front of me has made me happy. Very happy. Basically, I just don't walk around with a daggone smile on my face all day. So, Merry Christmas. What the dark side is
Goggins level 1, Shiva.
Cookie jar. And we all have a jar of fuck. We all have a cookie jar. And we all have a jar of fuck. We all have a cookie jar. And we all have a jar of fuck.
What's up, old Hank?
I read a lot about terrible things that people have done to each other. You just can't even imagine it. It's so awful. So you don't want to be someone like that. Now, do you have a reason to be? Yes, you have lots of reasons to be. God, there's reasons to be resentful about your existence. Everyone you know is going to die. You too. And there's going to be a fair bit of pain along the way. And lots of it's going to be unfair. It's like, yeah. No wonder you're resentful. It's like, act it out. See what happens. You make everything you're complaining about infinitely worse. There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit. And that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a bitch like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse. That's what life is like. It's suffering. That's what the religious people have always said. Life is suffering. Yes. Life is suffering. Yes. What do you do in the face of that suffering? Try to reduce it. Start with yourself. What good are you? Get yourself together for Christ's sake so that when your father dies, you're not whining away in the corner and you can help plan the funeral and you can stand up solidly so that people can rely on you. That's better. Don't be a damn victim. Of course you're a victim. Jesus. Obviously. Put yourself together. You know how to do that. You know what's wrong with you. If you'll admit it. You know there's a few things you could like polish up a little bit. That you might even be able to manage in your insufficient present condition. So you might shine yourself up a little bit and then your eyes will be a little more open, then you can shine yourself up a little bit more, and then maybe you could bring your family together instead of having to be the hateful, fightful, neurotic, infighting batch that you're doomed to spend Christmas with. Life is suffering. Yes. Life is suffering. Yes. So then you fix yourself up a little bit, kind of humbly, because, oh God, you're a fixer-upper if there ever was one. And then you got to figure out how to make peace with your idiot brother, and probably not, because he's just as dumb as you. So how the hell are you going to manage that? So then maybe you get somewhere that way, and your family sort of functioning, and you find out that kind of relieved a little bit of suffering, although it reduced the opportunities for spiteful revenge, and that's kind of a pain in the neck. And so then you get your family together a little bit, and you're a little clued in then, at least a bit, because you've done something difficult that's actually difficult. You're a little wiser, and so then maybe you could put a tentative finger out beyond the family and try to change some little thing without wrecking it. Our society is complex, and we teach our students that they can just fix it. It's like, go fix a military helicopter and see how far you get with that. You're like a chimp with a wrench. Whack! Oh look, it's better. It's like, no, it's not better. Things are complicated, and to fix things is really hard. And you have to be like a golden tool to fix things. And you're not. And that's the other message of the West. How do you overcome the suffering of life? Just be a better person. Life is suffering. Yes. Well, that's hard. It takes responsibility. And I think, you know, if you said to someone, you want to have a meaningful life? Everything you do matters. That's the definition of a meaningful life. But everything you do matters. You're gonna have to carry that with you. Or do you want to just forget about the whole meaning thing and then you don't have any responsibility because who the hell cares that you can wander through life doing whatever you want, gratifying impulsive desires for how useful that's going to be, and you're stuck in meaninglessness, but you don't have any responsibility. Which one do you want? Well, ask yourself, which one are you pursuing? And you'll find very rapidly that it isn't the majority of your soul that's pursuing the whole meaning thing, because well, look what you have to do that. You have to take on the fact that life is suffering. You have to put yourself together in the face of that. Well, that's hard. Christ, it's amazing people can even do it. I'm stunned every day when I go outside, and it isn't a riot. With everything burning.
Hey, good choice, I think.
I don't know about that.
Jacob!
Some of them maybe.
Jacob!
But I think some of them just don't have the...
What up?
There's also an issue with momentum. You're not used to doing it. It's not a part of your life. It's not something you're accustomed to.
Nuke the chat.
There's been many days where I didn't want to work out. I just didn't feel energy, and I just forced myself. And I think there's very few people out there that know how to force themselves. That's a learned skill. You have to have like real rigid requirements of yourself. Where you don't allow yourself to back out of things.
Do something. Do something. Do something.
Do something.
Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something.
Excuses are a giant part of the problem. It's not simply a physical health issue. There's also mental aspects of it, and discipline's a big one. I just know way too many people who are weak mentally. I can't just chalk it off to only the way they physically feel.
Yeah, my guns are killing me.
Because I felt like shit 100 times, and then I worked out, and then I felt way better. It's just a fact of life. That's
Do something. Do something. Do something.
Do something.
Do something. Do something.
You don't know how to do
something.
Doing it. Get in your car.
Sit down.
Drive to the office.
Sit down.
Go to the lunch.
Sit down.
Go to the board meeting.
Sit down.
Get in your car.
Sit down.
Get home.
Sit down.
Then go to the gym. Fuck off. It's one thing if someone has a legit physical issue, but there's a lot of people who do not. They just have poor diet choices, they have a sedentary lifestyle, and they have the momentum of this sedentary lifestyle that's holding them back. They're accustomed to being lazy. You don't have to do a lot, you just have to do something. You walk up hills, you jump a little rope, you take a little tiny kettlebell, you do a couple cleans and presses, you do a few push-ups, you do a few sit-ups, you get your blood pumping, you're moving, you're alive. To say you don't have enough energy to exercise, that is crazy to say.
Crazy!
Walk to the fucking refrigerator. Well, you can exercise.
Do something. Do something. Do something.
Do something.
Do something. Do something. Do something.
You don't have to do anything crazy. Just walk around the block. There's 80-year-old ladies who take yoga with me. They're fucking really old. And they're in there. They're going after it. They could easily say, I don't have the energy to do that. But they don't. It's a mental attitude. They make a decision. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to go to a CrossFit class and try to do the workout of the day. You don't have to go nuts. You don't have to do that.
But once you do something, just keep your blood moving. Your body has requirements. It wants to move. It wants to move. Then when it does, you feel better. But people like to give themselves this excuse. I do not have the energy to do it. Whatever. And if you decide that, that's true. But if you watch a motivational video, there's 100 of them on YouTube. You'll watch one, you get fired up, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump some rope. You jump some rope, do something, do some push-ups, do something, feel better.
Do something, do something, do something, do something, do something, do something, do something.
Pull that shit up, James. We have fucked up lifestyles. The human body is not designed to sit down all day. And it's certainly not designed to be stuck in traffic and be in an office and just be in front of a fucking computer monitor watching your soul get sucked through the LCD screen. It's crazy. You gotta be really careful with just the way we describe things. It's like saying, I don't have the energy to do something. Stop.
All right, good one, good one, good one. Nice one, Jacob. Nice one, Jacob. That was a perfect. That was perfect. I wouldn't have thought to do that at that point, and that was a perfect thing to do.
Perfect.
All right, last song, one last one. Last song, one last one. Diagnos. Right at the beginning of the show acts for this. And this is good for right now. Song, Thank You God. Message to chats, become orthodox.
Shakalaka.
Jacob says, fuck it, I'm gonna do something. Get after it.
Perfect.
Do something! Get after it. You know what I mean? Super request show, let's go. Nuke the chat, baby. Give it all you got. What up, Mute Barbecue? I've actually said.
How come after thousands
What's up, Julia?
of experiment, our new nation,
Julia!
So far, so fast.
So far, so fast.
All this in less than 200 years. What is the secret of our success? Well, I think it had to do with a basic American's creed. Perhaps it never passed the pioneer's lips in this form, but if it had, I think he would have said something like this. I believe in my God, in my country, and in myself. I believe in my God, in my country, and in myself. I know that sounds like a trite, too simple thing to say, and yet it's a rare man today who will dare to stand up and say, I believe in my God, and my country, and in myself. And in that order. When the early American pioneer first turned his eyes toward the west, there were only Indian trails or traces, as they were called, for him to follow through the wilderness. Do you know today you can roller skate from Miami to Seattle? From San Diego to Plymouth Rock? In this little bitty instant, as historical time is measured, our 7% of the Earth's population has come to possess more than half of all the world's good things. How come?
How come?
Well, sir, when that early pioneer turned his eyes toward the west, he didn't demand that somebody else look after him. He didn't demand a free education. He didn't demand a guaranteed rocking chair. He didn't demand that somebody else take care of him if he got ill or got old. There was an old-fashioned philosophy in those days that a man was supposed to provide for his own and for his own future. He didn't demand a maximum amount of money for a minimum amount of work. Nor did he expect pay for no work at all. Come to think of it, he didn't demand anything. That hard-handed pioneer just looked out there at the rolling plains, stretching away to the tall green mountains, and then lifted his eyes to the blue skies and said, Thank you, God. Now I can take it from you.
Thank you, God. Now I can take it from you.
That spirit isn't dead in our country, it's dormant. It's been discredited in some circles, driven underground, but it isn't dead. It's just that a few seasons ago, politicians baiting their hooks with free barbecue and trading a Ponzi promise for votes began telling us, we don't want opportunity anymore, we want security. We don't want opportunity, we want security. We don't want opportunity, we want security. They said it so often we came to believe it. We want security. They gave us chains, and we were secure. Suddenly, with our constitutional guarantees depleted, with our national character eroding away, with our tax laws penalizing those who dare to prosper, with workers concentrating on how little they can get by with instead of how much they can produce, suddenly we looked overhead one day to discover that the first tin moon in space was a Russian accomplishment. That free men dragging their feet had been outdistanced by slave workers dragging their chains, and we were sore afraid. Perhaps this was a disguised blessing too. Maybe a dramatic accomplishment by this Cold War adversary was necessary to get us off our dead centers and back to work again. If we can revive in ourselves, then in our youth, something of that basic American's creed, the horizon has never ever been so limitless. For man stands now on the threshold of his highest adventure of all. His first faltering footsteps into space. 20 years from today, half of the products you will be using in your everyday living aren't even in the dictionary. We've got it made. We just keep on keeping on. We've got it made. And if we don't, we will follow those other great nation states of history. Graveyard of ignominious oblivion. History promises only this for certain. We will get exactly what we deserve.
Take it from here.
Thank you, God. Now I can take it from here. Thank you, God. Now I can take it from here. Thank you, God. Now I can take it from here.
He's amazing.
Wow. What up, though? That was the Super Request Show. What's up, Julia Hines? Always wonderful to see you. Says thank you, God, for Akira The Don and the Meaningwave Autonomous Zone fam. Love you all. We love you! We love you. And hey, we did it. Staying up all night and back end wiggling seems to have had the effect of the stream went great. Nothing collapsed. We stand tall. Boom. Maybe we can do it again tomorrow. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? You think we got it? Do you think this is a thing that we have? Do you believe in us, Julia Hines? Like we believe in you. Huh? Banger. This beat is a banger, huh? This is from Akira The Don, an Envy song called Fuck You Pay Me. crazy. But excellent connection. Brought to you, Meaningwave.com by Meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. This show was indeed brought to you by Meaningwave.com. Head on over to Meaningwave.com and do something cool like get yourself the shirt I'm wearing. And you don't have to have a tank if you don't want a tank. If you like sleeves, we've got sleeves, we've got hoodie, long sleeve. It's very premium. It's got the it's got the lyrics on the back. What's it got on the back? Is it the lyrics? I can't see the back of me. It is lyrics on the back, isn't it? That's amazing. Yeah, I highly recommend this one if you don't have it. Yes, fire shirt. We also got, blogs keeping you up to date with what's going on. Like, we got a new music video. Look, new music video today. Go watch that if you haven't seen that yet. You should all go watch it after this stream. Oh, everyone go hit on the channel and go watch this video and leave a comment. That's what you should all do. What else can you do? You can read lyrics. You can find the support Meaningwave thing. People ask me about that. They say Akira The Don 0. Whatever is it? What the fuck do they pay you on Spotify? What do they pay you on Spotify? 0.04 cents. What is that? What even is that? Is that even currency? Well, look, we've got a PayPal and a Patreon and a Bitcoin and an ETH and a Venmo and a Cash App, so you all can use that if you want. Isn't that amazing? You can buy digital music bundles too. Shit, baby, you can support Meaningwave in so many ways. And of course, one way you've been supporting is being here today. And those of you that were here today, we salute you. We salute those that supported this endeavor: John Hannibal Smith, Ryan Man 33, Alec Moran, VJ DII, Diagnose, Fire Everything, James Moore, Aju Earls, Richard Ill Inc., Melinda, Mike Can, Axel Stacks, Amanda Dances, Alec Moran 15 times, Jacob, Sheba, and Julie Hines. Shouts out to all of you. Wave riders, mount up. It's going to be a beautiful year for a wave riding individual. We're just getting into February. I just got the first mixes back from the next album. They're sounding great. We'll have the release dates for the next 2 albums for you very, very, very soon. I'm going to be playing you new music on stream very, very soon. Can't wait to do that. Bop, bop. Julia Hines says, MAZ, it's a pretty nice place. Pretty nice. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to get out now and go fix some more stuff. We've got a video dropping tomorrow. I need to get that ready. I need to eat steak too, you know what I mean? You've got to eat steak, is muy importante. So thank you all once again for being here. Kick that like on the way out, leave a comment, then everybody go look at the new music video on the channel. Just navigate to the front of this channel and watch the Theo Von using cocaine music video. Leave a comment, send it to your nan. Your nan's gonna love it. She's gonna love it, man. Mel Bryant, hey yo to each and every one of you. We'll be back tomorrow. Love to you and your family. God bless! Wealth. Mind virus armor. Wealth.